Nietzsche said the most common lie is the one a man tells himself. But here's what he didn't say out loud: the second most common lie is the one everyone tells you. Your friends. Your co-workers. Maybe your partner. If you pay close enough attention, you'll notice they've been doing it for years. The question isn't why people lie. The question is, what did you do to make lying easier than telling you the truth? By the end of this video, you'll know exactly which behavioral patterns you've been running that train the people around you to deceive you, and 3 concrete shifts that make honesty the path of least resistance in every relationship you have. Not theory. Mechanics. Here's why this matters right now. Every decision you make about your career, your relationships, your money, is only as good as the information you're working with. If the people in your life are filtering what they tell you, softening it, omitting the parts that make them uncomfortable, you are navigating with a broken compass. You think you know what's happening around you. You don't. And the longer this goes on, the more reality drifts from your mental model of it. That gap between what's real and what you think is real. That's where bad decisions live. That's where you get blindsided. Every time someone told you an uncomfortable truth and you reacted badly, you trained them to never do it again. Think about the last time someone gave you real feedback: a friend who told you the relationship you were in was toxic, a colleague who said the pitch had a fundamental flaw. What happened next? If you got defensive, argued, went quiet, or made it awkward even for just a minute, you sent a signal. The signal was, honesty costs. People are not stupid. They ran the math. Next time, they gave you the version that kept the conversation smooth. You got the edited cut, and you had no idea you were watching it. This is operant conditioning working in real time. B.F. Skinner mapped the mechanics in the 1930s, but Marcus Aurelius understood the principle 2,000 years earlier. He wrote, "If someone can show me that what I think or do is wrong, I will happily change." Most men say they want that. But their nervous systems tell a completely different story. When truth lands like an attack, the instinct is to counterattack. And the people around you learn fast that it's not worth it. You don't even have to be hostile. Just visibly uncomfortable. That's enough. You don't just punish honesty, you actively reward comfortable lies by giving positive responses to things that aren't real. Someone tells you the project looks great when it has obvious problems. You smile, thank them, move on. Someone says I'm fine when they're clearly not, and you say glad to hear it and change the subject. You just taught them, this is how we operate here. Surface level. Pleasant. Keep it moving. The relationship runs smoother when nobody says the difficult thing, and you have reinforced that rule every single time you let a soft lie slide without friction. Schopenhauer argued that most human interaction is performance, people presenting the version of reality that gets them the response they want. What he missed is that you set the stage. The incentive structure you create, through what you reward with attention, warmth, and ease, determines what kind of performance people give you. You are the audience. And you've been applauding the wrong scenes. Some people don't lie to you because they're calculating, they lie because they're afraid of you. Think about the guy who stops telling his partner about his frustrations because every time he does, it becomes a 3-hour conversation that solves nothing. Think about the introvert who never speaks up at work, not because he has nothing to say, but because the last time he disagreed, the energy in the room shifted and it cost him for a week. These aren't liars. These are people who've learned that authenticity in your presence carries a cost they're not willing to pay again. Viktor Frankl wrote about the existential weight of feeling unseen, of being unable to bring your real self into a relationship. When people can't be honest around you, they can't be themselves around you. What you're left with is a curated version of them, someone performing stability, performing agreement, performing enthusiasm. You think you know them. You know their mask. And here's the part that should make you pause: you've almost certainly done the same thing to someone else. You figured out which version of yourself to show around which people. Everyone has. The difference is whether you're aware of it. You signal fragility, and people quietly protect you from information they've decided you can't handle. Epictetus was a slave with nothing, and he still insisted on complete psychological ownership of his reactions. He understood something most men never figure out: when you react to hard news like it's a personal catastrophe, people stop bringing you hard news. Your business partner doesn't tell you the client is unhappy because you, quote, stressed out last time. Your friend doesn't mention the thing everyone else has noticed because you, quote, don't need that right now. They're not protecting you. They're protecting themselves from having to manage your reaction. There's a concept in systems thinking sometimes called emotional regulation bandwidth, essentially, how much truth you can receive before you become a problem for the person delivering it. When your bandwidth is visibly low, information gets filtered at the source. You become someone people manage, not someone people talk to. And the terrifying part is you will never know what you're not being told. You'll walk around with a clean picture of reality that everyone around you knows is incomplete. You've never explicitly asked for honesty, so people defaulted to what everyone defaults to, which is telling you what feels safe. Tolstoy's Ivan Ilyich spends his final weeks surrounded by people delivering comfortable lies: his wife, his doctors, his colleagues, because no one ever made it safe or expected to say what was actually true. The one person honest with him was a peasant servant who had nothing to lose socially. That's not an accident. That's the default. Most relationships stay at the surface level of social comfort unless someone deliberately breaks the default and makes a different rule explicit. Silence is consent to the existing terms. If you have never sat across from someone important to you and said clearly, directly, I need you to tell me the hard thing, especially when it's about me, especially when you think I won't like it, you have left the default setting in place. And the default in virtually every social environment is, keep it smooth, keep it comfortable, give them the version that makes this interaction easy. You have to build a different culture deliberately. And you have to be the first one to model it, because you cannot ask someone to be honest with you while you're still punishing them for it. 3 things to carry out of this. 1. Your reactions to uncomfortable truth are a training program. Every time you reacted badly, you were conditioning the people around you to stop delivering it. 2. Your emotional regulation bandwidth determines the quality of information you receive. Low bandwidth means filtered reality, you get the edited version and you never know it. 3. Honesty is not the social default. You have to build it deliberately, model it first, and make it explicitly safe, because nobody is going to volunteer the hard thing in an environment where hard things have historically been punished. The men who see clearly are the men who made it worth telling them the truth. If this landed differently than you expected, subscribe. We drop one every Tuesday and Friday: philosophy and psychology that actually changes how you see the game. No fluff, no motivation poster nonsense. Dark Mind. See you Tuesday.